Welcome guys, here at RightSprite I've managed to get my hands on another HDMI converter for the SNES N64 Gamecube provided by the guys at Mayflash. They were very kind enough to send me one for review and to share for you guys, which I'm very grateful for. So thank you Mayflash. A link below to the main web store is provided in the description box below if you want to check out more of their goods. In this video I'll be testing out to check out the build quality, how it fits into the console, see if there's any problems that way, and have a direct capture to show you the quality of how this plays as well as the audio quality. Well, I can definitely say this is very well packaged, a little bit excessive, but I am glad that this got me in one piece. I've also done a dedicated video comparing many more of these budget HDMI converters for the SNES, N64 and Gamecube. Here in this video I will compare this with my favourite one that I have currently in my main setup towards the end of the video to show you the difference. This one is the smaller ones out there. We got the print work on the side, a good solid build with a varnished finish, very impressive. We got a gold plated style of HDMI output with a standard 3.5mm headphone jack, so you can direct the audio to some other setup if you wish to do so. Personally, I've never really found a use for them. This does come with a little manual stating that it is compatible with the N64, SNES, Super Famicom and Gamecube, so this should work with the Japanese console as well as the North American console. So I will be testing this out on the PAL console, Super Famicom and the Gamecube. At the back it is saying that it does use a 2-watt voltage, so very little bit of power consumption there, and is not compatible if you use a mini HDMI adapter on top of this, so stay away and just use a standard HDMI cable. I do have an email in case you do have any problems, and they do state that they are very happy to help. This adapter immediately reminded me of that cheap Wii to HDMI adapter that is quite popular, that does do the job and is very easy to get your hands on, but the quality is not the best. I'm hoping to not get the same experience with this one, but the build quality is already a step up with the Mayflash adapter. As stated earlier on, I will be showcasing the PAL Super Nintendo footage as well as the PAL Gamecube, as my N64 has been RGB NTSC modded, which will not show compatibility unfortunately, but if you guys are interested in a PAL N64 review of this adapter, just hit me in the comment section below and I'll try and track one down somewhere. So let's test if this adapter fits in very nicely, and it's very smooth and clicks in really good, so pretty simple to get in and out, not doing too much damage to the port, unlike some adapters that I found out there. And it does look really nice with this setup with the SNES, the right colour variant. So the HDMI goes in and there's not too much wiggle coming out. Now let's for the Gamecube, let's check this out with the back, and this does fit in again very nicely. A little bit of a wiggle, but again not too much strain causing any damage to the port. So that's what you want to see with these adapters. And with the HDMI connected, there's a little bit of wiggle, but you're not going to lose any signal if you just slightly nudge the console itself. So let's fire up the Super Nintendo first and show you a direct capture using my video capture device. And as you can see, it automatically stretches it by 16:9 and not really centralizing the image. But we can say that this is compatible with the PAL Super Nintendo. Have a good close look now at the font quality. I'm not too impressed, it doesn't really stand out and the clarity is not really up there as I've experienced with other devices. Now have a good close look at the colour, and the colours are not really popping as I like to, but it does do the job. You can amend this 16:9 to this original ratio to 4:3 with your TV settings, but it's a bit of a shame that it just does not give you an option to choose for 4:3 or 16:9. As you can see with the colours, they're not really punching out as much as I would personally like them to, and the clarity is not there, just an overall smudgy type of image coming out of this composite to HDMI conversion. For the video output latency, I experienced next to none. Normally with some of these adapters you can get a bit of a millisecond output latency, so you get a bit of a delay from the controller to the gameplay that you see on the screen, but this one is pretty good, nothing spoiling gameplay at all. As this adapter does fit into the category of very affordable adapters out there, I would say that this does a better job than a lot of the other ones that I've experienced in the past. But now let's do a comparison to the one that I use in my main setup provided by Level Hike. If you can already tell, this does have the correct ratio of 4:3 with an option on the adapter itself to change it to 16:9 if you wish to do so. Now you can focus on the font, you will already notice the clarity has already improved. A better balance with the whites and blacks, and the colours are popping. A lovely good step in improvement here. All around, the red colours I do find to have a slight pink tinge to them by playing it for quite a while, but in no doubt the level hike is staying in my setup for the SNES. For review purposes of this adapter, I would have to consider that this footage is captured, rendered, exported, then uploaded to YouTube, so the quality can differ from what you can get from this adapter to your main TV, to what you see here on YouTube. Now here is a quick side-by-side comparison with the Mayflash on the left hand side of the screen and the level hike on the right. A closer look, you will see more detail on the clarity of the font, and you can definitely see the difference. I will let the footage play out for a while so you can take your own opinion. When it comes to these older consoles and these HDMI adapters, the main job is to convert the analog signal coming out to a digital HDMI output. Depending on the console output compatibilities, these adapters should tap into the strongest signal possible coming from the console and then casting it to your TV. So when it comes to the Super Nintendo, the best signal to tap into is the RGB SCART. Depending on the game title, you do have resolutions of 244p or even a 478i resolution. So you do want to tap into the progressive output signal that does have the strongest image to then convert and upscale. So many of these adapters, like the Mayflash, are just not configured correctly to really tap into the best video output that the console can originally deliver. So even though the Mayflash is registering as a 1080p resolution signal as shown on my monitor system settings, the level hike is showing a 720p resolution signal, and that does have a better image just to how it handles the conversion in the first place. So now let's head to a quick test into the Gamecube to see if this may be more configured for that console's output. Primarily, the Gamecube does have a 480i resolution using the analog video output on that console. And as you can see, the results are the same. Again, the Gamecube does have a lot of games supporting 4:3, and this automatically stretches it to 16:9. And the same effect with poor signal conversion, with the brightness a bit too high and the color balance is a bit of a dampener. Again, I will show you another comparison side by side with my more preferred setup using the level hike adapter, where again the level hike just beats down the Mayflash adapter pretty hard. Now of course there are alternative products that give you better results using adapters like the RetroTink OSSC or even FrameMeister, but that does come at additional extra cost and also extra setting up and cables to get the best experience. I'm a big fan of these plug and plays just to make things a bit more exciting and simple to get on board when it comes to retro gaming. Well, again, thanks to Mayflash for sending me this for a review. I would be happy to test out any more of their products, as I've had a good look at their website and they do have some awesome products at their web store. So thanks for watching guys. I'd like to hear more recommendations on any adapters, peripherals for your retro gaming to get the best setup, and catch you on my next video coming soon.